Welcome to Mr. Holloway's Foundational Python Skills Series. In this video, we're going to cover Python modules. But before we get started, if you like the video, go ahead and give it a like, comment, and please subscribe to the channel. Let's get started, and class is now in session. Okay, so Python modules, you want to think of modules as a way of organizing your code. And I'm going to cover some of the built-in modules in a later video. But in this video, I want to talk about custom modules where we can actually create our own module. Now, the best way to create a module is to create a file and then put your modules in there. Now, I've created I have a file called notes.py, and in here I have 4 simple functions. So I have an addition function, a subtraction function, a division, and a multiplication. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and copy these out of here just because these were my notes for the video. But I think I want to actually do create an actual separate file to kind of make this name of the module more meaningful. So I'm going to go up here and create a new file, and I'm just going to call it I'll call it mathematics.py. All right, and all I'm simply going to do is just paste these in here. Okay, and the reason why I did that is because I want to make sure that the naming in any programming languages, whether it's a variable or a function, a module or a class, is really important. So you want to make sure that they're meaningful. And with notes, that was just my notes that I have. So I didn't really want to keep that in here. So now let's go ahead and get started. Let me knock down my notes. And so now I have my module, and I can put variables in here. I can put a class in here. I can do different things. But in this case, I'm just going to have 4 simple functions. Now, I am in my main.py file. And what I want to do is I want to use these functions. Okay, so the question is how do we use them? So the first thing I need to do is I just need to do what's called an import statement. And I'm going to import mathematics. Mathematics. Okay. Now, the other reason why I didn't call it math is because there is an actual built-in class called math. So I didn't want to do that. So I'm calling it mathematics. Okay. Now, the next thing we can simply do is just, if we want to use a function, in the mathematics module, I can just do mathematics dot, and if you notice when I hit the dot operator, I get some suggestions. And so I'm just going to do addition, and I'm going to do, let's look in the module and see how we can use this. All right, so it's going to return something. So what we need to do is we need to put this in a print statement, because if we run it, we're going to get this. Actually, it's going to install. So I will come right back to you after it's installing. Okay, so it's done. All right, so that was quick. So let's run it again. So notice when we run, we don't get anything. So I need to put that inside of a print statement. So I'm going to say print mathematics addition. So I'm just using the addition function from the mathematics module. And when I run, I get 9. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's go print mathematics dot, and let's do multiplication. Okay, so we're going to multiply 2 numbers, and we should get 36 on that one. And so here we get 9 and 36. And so that's how you use a function in a module. Now, the last thing I want to do is just talk about, let's say I didn't want to use mathematics. I can do what's called an alias. I could say import mathematics as MA. Okay. And so now what I need to do, instead of calling mathematics, I can just say MA. So it's just a shorter, abbreviated way of using the function. And so now everything's just going to run just fine. And there it is. Okay. Now, that is just the basics of what happens when you're using a module. If you've used an import statement in the past, that's pretty much what's happening. Sometimes you'll see them imported with just the full name, or sometimes you'll see them imported with the alias, but that's pretty much what's happening. So you have a file with functions, it may have a class, it may have variables, and you're just importing that, and then you're able to use that. So that concludes the video. I will see you in the next video, where I'm going to talk about the built-in functions in Python, or the built-in modules in Python. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you in the next video. Class is now dismissed.